Hey, what's going on there, guys? Nick here from Absolute MTG, and today we are going to be opening up a box of Battle for Zendikar. So I haven't had a chance to really sit down and do a single box opening here by myself and talk about this set and open up packs and whatnot. So I have a few boxes with me here. We're just going to be doing one for this video, of course, but we get to talk about some of the cards. So now that Battle for Zendikar is settled down, based on the date that you guys can see that this is being uploaded, the prices have settled down and whatnot, so we can actually talk about things without there being any weird inflation and whatnot. Alright, so Sunken Hall is the first card. We have an island. I'm going to be pulling aside the cards that we actually really care about, I guess. So there's a lot of really cool stuff from Battle for Zendikar. The battle lands make it pretty sweet because the fetch lands become so interactive to where you can be splashing different colors and you can make the best out of the mana that we have available. Fathom Feeder, another cool card, and Gideon Emblem. So with the lands, it just kind of gives way for a lot of decks to just kind of either splash based on like their ability to search for other things. Like the Abzan deck can play Sunken Hollow because they can play Flooded Strand and they can fetch their black source off of it. Conduit of Ruin, Goblin Warpaint foil, not the foil we wanted. So it's just cool in the way that it kind of allows you to do a little bit more with manipulation and whatnot. It also makes the Converge cards, the Sunburst cards, a little bit better if you're like splashing for them in the sideboard. Like Exert Influence is a really sweet card that you're able to play. Divine Bloodlord, poop. I'll be brutally honest. I don't think that I was as honest in the past with some of these cards. And as you guys watch the channel and as you watch things progress and keep on going, I think nowadays I'm much more willing to say whenever a card's just poop or not. But Omnath, Locus of Rage, not the mythic that we want either, but Omnath is actually pretty cool. It's a little bit underwhelming for standard. Like, doesn't really have a great home right now. I think the card's actually still probably really good, at least playable to some extent, and I probably wouldn't dismiss this card as being completely unplayable for its standard life. We have Zada Hedron Grinder. I actually think this card is pretty sweet, especially if you're playing like Become Amends and Temur Battle Rage type things. Stasis Snare was a cool uncommon, that's why I pulled it aside. The other sweet thing about Battle for Zendikar was just like getting the lands out of there was awesome. Smothering Abomination, Rush of Ice, oh man, those are not the foils that we want. At least if we can get foil basics, that'd be sweet. But even at worst, like these packs that you open up and like the rares aren't very good, like you still just get so much out of just getting the basics because at some point in time, those are going to be worth more than they are right now, which is great. Blighted Fen, Void Winnower, Mountain, and Eldrazi Scion. So the Void Winnower is actually pretty sweet. It's not like amazing or anything. 11-9 for 9. Your opponent can't even, so they can't cast spells with even converted mana cost, and they can't block with creatures with CMC that's even. So it's interesting. It's not like foolproof. They can certainly odd. I was playing a game online where my opponent cast a Void Winnower, and I had like Crackling Doom in hand. They're like, yeah, you can't even, man. And I was like, alright, dude, whatever. I'll odd. I'll just Crackling Doom it away. Felidar Sovereign. So this card used to be a mythic, which is actually funny that it's a rare now. Plains, Sovereign. Really insane and limited. And the other thing about this set is like it's super fun for limited. I've actually had so much fun streaming on Twitch, which if you guys don't follow me on Twitch, twitch.com/absolutemtg, I've had a lot of fun just drafting this set. Forerunner's cool. It's probably not worth much though. Adverse Conditions, Wasteland Strangler's cool as well. I did a budget deck with the Eldrazi's in black-red, and this guy's actually like pretty good. I actually like that card a fair bit, because like if you get like a turn 1 or turn 2 Eldrazi guide that has Ingest, and then you play this Strangler, you can get rid of a dude that your opponent has, which is awesome most times. Heralds, Break of Armies, Molten Nursery, Bring the Lights. This card's kind of died off recently. I'll be honest, I'm not really the biggest fan of like the Bring the Light decks and whatnot. Like I'm so all for just playing just super greedy stuff and like just 5-color Abzan, if you will, just 5-color good stuff. But like Bring the Light was actually just something that never really it wasn't something that I was all about, I guess. Goldraw's Overseer, another like EDH card, I guess, if you want to call it. The other thing about Battle for Zendikar is like, you're pretty much just like trying to bank off of getting expeditions out of here as well. So like the expeditions are just your just ticket to making the box instantly good. Drowner of Hope and Foil Mountain. Okay, there we go. Like that's awesome. That's actually the grade of stuff that we want to be pulling is like we want to be pulling foil lands. Like those are awesome. That or expeditions, like that would just be great. Pretty much like I think the best card in this set's probably Gideon. Like Gideon's actually just an insane planeswalker. Entreat Themyria is cool too. It's not like this card probably will never be a money uncommon, but it's a good card right now. Akum Hellkite and Plains. But the Entreat is pretty sweet because of the token deck. There's a lot of different variations that I've seen of it, but just the fact that like off of lands, you utilize lands and like fetch lands and whatnot, and you just get them keep on making guys, and you can also anthem for the turn with your land drops as well, which is cool. It gives you some dual modal possibilities. Hedron Archive's cool as well. Angelic Captain and Mountain. So +1/+1 for each other attacking ally. That's cool. It only gives it to that. It's not like global though. I haven't seen that card very many times. But overall, like I'm pleased with this set. Like I think I'm super happy with it. Sylvan Scrying Sweets, Scattered to the Winds, and Foil Sire of Stagnation. There we go. If there was ever a card that I would think like, hey, you guys might want to pick up a card, I think it would be like Sire of Stagnation, because this card's so dirt cheap right now, at least at the time of this recording. Don't hold me against my word if this is like years down the line and this is on YouTube still and you guys are like, well, what are you talking about, man? No, Sire of Stagnation I think is like a great card. Like it was so high on like the high end for just price whenever it was pre-sailing, and now it's like I think like $3 or something like that. It's like super low, but I think it's worth picking up because I think the Eldrazi control deck after rotation is still pretty good. Another Sylvan Scrying. March from the Tomb is cool. It's a cool casual card. Not sure if that card will actually be like super competitive at any point in time, but it's a cool card. I played it in Limited too. There was a draft that I did on stream that I got to play March, and it was pretty fun. I think I only just splashed like one swamp to play it, and I didn't cast it very often, but when I did, it's pretty good. This is Renewal in the Plains. The Sire was really sick, though. The Foil Sire is probably not very much money. But I could be wrong. It could just be like a stack of money. Either way, like Foil Mythics are insane, so, I mean, that's what you want to be pulling out of these boxes. Or in Reef Hydra is not what we want to be pulling out of these boxes. But that's okay. You can only hit big with lottery tickets so much. Oh, what else do we have? Rising Miasma. This card's pretty cool too. It's kind of an infest, but not really. Munda Ambush Leader. God, this card's so underwhelming. Do I think allies are going to be good is probably the thing I have in my mind right now. And to answer my own question, because I like to impose questions on myself, if they get more support, yeah, maybe. Duskstalker's cool. I think allies, like, if Wizards really wants to force that archetype into being good, then we could probably see some sort of ally, maybe, like, I don't know. I don't think, like, ally combo will be a thing, but, like, a nice, like, either mid-range or more aggressive ally aggro deck would be cool. Hero of Goma Fada and Foil McKinley Patrol. The allies, man. Just what I wanted. Just when I'm talking about the allies, that's what I get, man. I should be talking about Gideon. I should just talk exclusively about Gideon and how good Gideon is, and maybe we can pull Gideon here. But Gideon is great. Gideon is really, really good in a lot of different decks and a lot of different styles of just playing different themes and whatnot. I guess, again, archetypes is the word that I'm probably looking for. Noyandar Royal Shaper. What a weird assortment of letters to form a name. But yeah, like Gideon, towards the beginning of the season, I won a PPTQ playing Jeskai Black, and I was playing 4 Gideons just right off the rip, because that card was just like so good. Planar Rappers, another cool card. Not worth very, very much, but playable card. Very much so. Excuse me. But, Yeah, Gideon's like just really good. It's a great card for applying pressure, especially if your opponent's not really planning on being aggressive. Like if they're planning on playing a reactive game, there's so few ways to deal with Planeswalkers in this format that Part the Water Veil is a poop card. Not a great mythic. Oh man, our mythics are not very great here. But there's with so little ways to deal with Planeswalkers in this format, like unless you just outright counter them. 2 Dominator drones? That is so weird. Wow, that is insanely weird. Back to back, Veteran War Leader and Islands. But so few ways to deal with Planeswalkers that cards like Gideon just end up being insanely good. Like, I'm sure if we still had Ashiok, like Ashiok would be insane right now. Because there's just so little that you can do against something like that. And if your opponent's not actually applying pressure to you, then you're just kind of going to beat them very, very easily. The Stasis Snare and Transgress the Mind are cool. Prairie Stream. Wasn't that like the second... I think it was the second battle land that we had. I'm not going to call them tangos. I'm not going to do that, man. I can't do that. Catacomb Scepter's cool. And From Beyond. That's another sweet card. Makes a 1/1 dude every single turn, and you can crack it for 2 mana and search for an Eldrazi, bro. Yeah, you can search for a Eldrazi card. Not even specifically an Eldrazi creature. Another Forerunner. Beast Scholar Savant and a Forest. Okay. This one's really weird. I don't know if you guys probably won't be able to see this, but it almost seems like it's crimped. There's just a lot of lines going across this one for the foiling pattern. I don't know if this was just a problem with this card in particular, or just the forests that came up like this, but the foil pattern for this one's actually super, super weird. But I like it. I don't mind it too much. I don't think I'm gonna be getting rid of my foil unhinged lands, my foil full art lands. If I called them unhinged lands at any point, I'm obviously drunk or something. Lumbering Falls, Island, but not really. But yeah, that was really weird. That was such a weird thing to pull. Was like just the way that foiling works on that card. Grove Rumbler is cool. Lantern Scout, and another mountain and elemental. Spooky elemental. Ooh. Wow, this box is like super underwhelming, man. I apologize. Shambling Vent, that's a cool card. Shambling Vent is very good. It's awesome to have mana lands back in the format too, and Shambling Vent is just the cream of the crop. The card's so good. Especially when it comes to like Jermoka's Command, put a counter on it and fight another small dude your opponent has, and then also use it as a blocker or something. Jaughty Offshoot's also noteworthy as well. Ally Encampment for those allies we were talking about so much and love so much and want more support for and exclusively want to pull other than any other good card that we could potentially pull in this box. Let's see, another Transgress. There's something cool in here. Jaughty Offshoot, Align Hedron Network. Catacomb Sifter, that's actually a really good foil. Forest, the Lion Hedron Network, or Hedron Network, whatever, doesn't matter. Tomato, man. I'm never really a stickler on pronunciations. English isn't my first language anyway. Let's see, Ugin's Insights, Island, and last pack. What do we got here? What is in this mystical, magical box of poop? What do we got? Gideon! There we go. There's our redemption. There's our redemption pack, man. The Gideon. There we go. So this box wasn't... If you insult the box enough, I'm sure you get good cards out of it. So we have the Sire, the Gideon. We had a lot of cool stuff. And I don't think this box is insane or anything, but I definitely think it was worth it. Like, this box had enough value that it's definitely worth. We had the 2 foil basics as well, so that's always nice. And the Catacomb Sifter is also pretty cool as well. I'm sure this is probably a pretty penny in by pretty penny, probably like $2 or $3, something like that. But this card's actually really good. I actually like this card in Standard right now, and I think the Aristocrats deck is pretty good. So I can't imagine that this probably isn't like a few bucks or so that I will end up selling on my TCG Player account anyway. So yeah, so cool stuff out of this box. If you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed me rambling about things and stuff, then hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel for more content. Also, if you guys are on Twitch and you like the Twitch stuff, you should follow me on Twitch at twitch.com/AbsoluteMTG. I'm also on Twitter and Facebook. Twitter at TheAbsoluteMTG, Facebook, facebook.com/AbsoluteMTG. Follow me on all of those social media outlets and you'll know what I'm doing and all this stuff and what fun things I'm up to and with whom, because I like to do stuff with Kevin from Deriums and we like to have fun and burn stuff, and yeah, you know my drift here. So thank you guys for watching again, and be sure to tune in for more box openings because I'm definitely not done yet with opening Battle for Zendikar. So, peace out.